Alright, folks. We're recording. Welcome to episode 3 of Manifest with Michelle.
It's episode 4.
I got my super... Wait.
It's episode 4.
Oh, it's because I was editing. Episode 3. Okay, we're on episode 4.
We're on a mission. She's crushing it with these episodes.
I just want you to know I'm probably going to hold my mic because I am weird about the audio and I want it to sound super good. I got my super comfy clothes on, so don't judge me.
You're looking good. I like it.
And I have some, you guys, I got some notes for today's pod because we're actually going to talk about a topic.
What's the topic for today for episode?
We're going to talk about relationships.
Bring it on.
I'm going to get grounded, people.
Get grounded.
This is going to be a good one because we're going to talk about relationships, but kind of get into, so it's almost been a year since I've met Austin. Today's pod, we're talking about relationships, and we're going to talk about my journey, and it's going to help a lot of you women out there. I do that all the time. You don't tell Austin. It's just in a horrific place for somebody to be sitting right next to it.
It's a great place to just be able to pick it up and play it. What are you talking about?
But I don't want to wreck your Gibson. I don't want to wreck it. I'm sitting. Okay. Anyways, this is gonna be good footage because I like to keep it candid and real.
All about the authenticity.
Gertrude's got her antler. The other boy is licking. He's not allowed to lick. I'm going to kind of talk about my journey, but then also talk about boundaries and dating in a way where you don't get caught up in what I call ego dances with people.
What are ego dances?
Okay, so we're going to get right into it. When you become aware of yourself, and you're on a spiritual path maybe, or you're just becoming aware of the part of you that's your inner critic. The part of you that is so thinking all the time and analyzing and trying to keep itself safe. That part of us can be very, very activated in our relationships. In my work with clients, I help them become aware of their patterns and become aware of when they're in maybe a dance, usually with the person they're dating, or maybe it's other drama playing out in your life. It's beautiful. The drama all has a purpose, but you can be aware of your basically your trauma patterns, your patterns playing out with other people. And until you're awake to the fact that it's even a problem, it'll just keep happening. And you'll be like, why is there so much drama in my life? Why do I attract unavailable men? Why do I... On and on and on. So, a trauma bond. I want to give an example now. And I actually wrote this in my notes. It's perfect.
Lay it on us. What's the example?
The example of this could be a man, and I'm just going to use a heteronormative type relationship as an example, because that's primarily what I deal with. A man or your partner, let's say, is in their pride a lot. Maybe they are working a job where they make big checks and spend it on bottles on the weekend, trying to impress their friends. This is a classic example of a man really in their pride. And pride, I'm not going to really get into the scale of consciousness, but I refer to it because pride is right at the threshold of power versus force. So this means that you're either forcing things, you're playing out, you're literally playing out trauma, or you're at courage, which is right at the level of power. What am I saying? It's at the level of power. So that's what a man in his power truly would be, is somebody who's taking action out of courage, not pride. I'm getting into the weeds, but this will make sense for people.
I like it. No, keep us going on the trail.
So then a trauma bond example is this man maybe is dating a woman who's attracted to a man in his pride. Maybe she doesn't find out that he's in his pride till later when she's done in the lustful phase, the limerence phase, whatever you want to call it, the honeymoon phase. She finds out these things. Maybe she's like, whoa, I like that. Or maybe she doesn't like it. But the trauma bond could be that she doesn't like it and she's like, what's with this guy? He's trying to get all these quick hits. But she's the chooser. Pride goes with, technically it goes with shame, but a woman who is attracted to that, she's like attracted to it for a reason. She's getting something out of it. Getting a quick hit of attention too. So that's really what is playing out, is she's getting a quick hit of attention maybe from somebody in their pride. I help a lot of women become aware of these things so that they're like actually happy with the people they date.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I mean, you can't be in a trauma bond and be happy.
It's true. If you're unaware of these things, then great. If this resonated, let me know.
Hit her up. Comment and hit her up.
Well, comment below if you've experienced being in a partnership maybe where you noticed this isn't working out for me. Or maybe it wasn't working out for the other person and you came to the realization it was your issues, your traumas maybe. That happened to me back in the day.
Want to share?
A rude awakening. Honestly, I want to check my notes really quick because I want to stay on track. So, I've been dating Austin since June.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's when Austin was like, Michelle, will you be my girlfriend? And I said yes. He courted me.
For a while.
So I've been dating Austin now for quite a while. And I've noticed how all of my old stories about the relationship or men or like how I'm treated or all these things are like that are totally not true, that used to be really confirmed by my past realities where I was dating maybe unavailable people, or I was in friendships where I didn't feel seen or heard, or just all these lessons. I'm now like rewriting the story. Like none of my, I like to call them old programs. It's like all these thoughts and beliefs that are old, outdated. Like, where did you learn, Michelle, that you're too much or you're annoying or you're basically, it's like the too much thing. Like, that's an old story.
I mean, for you in particular, yeah, it comes up a lot. But it just means that it had to have been a story in some past life that hasn't been addressed, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so basically, like, I'm addressing all my stuff in a relationship where I actually feel safe and seen and like I can be my best self. And what's happening, because I want to explain this to women who will want to be in a healthy relationship, because this will help you. When you're in a healthy relationship, you're going to be like facing your demons and facing them and getting to choose again to respond to them in a different way. So maybe you have been too much, or you've been telling yourself stories of like, I won't be approved of, or give me the validation I want or need. All of that goes away when you're like with the right person. You don't have to like second guess yourself. You can just be you. It's crazy.
That's the best version.
Do you feel like, I want to ask you now, babe. Do you feel like you have had to filter yourself in the past or like changed who you were to appease other people or people you've dated in the past?
Yeah, I think everyone has at some point. Everyone wants to be liked, especially by the person that you're with romantically. It then comes down to you on how much are you doing it at the extent of yourself, and how much are you like going against yourself to make that happen now.
Right. Because like I don't know, I can't help but like come back to our example of me and you, because we are ourselves, but we like get along so great where our nervous systems are regulated. We're not like constantly triggering each other
Mm-mm.
like a trauma bond would
Mm-mm.
be. Like it feels safe. You're not on high alert. You're not like worried about.
Nope.
You're not worried about if your partner's gonna think you're too loud or too annoying or.
Nope. Not worried. Nope.
It's just amazing. So if you have a lot of old stories, like I'm talking to the ladies now who maybe resonate with me. If you have a lot of old beliefs that you're like, whoa, I actually am loved and I can receive love from a partner, you're not alone. And you can receive love. You can let down the parts of you that want to just like shut it all out because maybe it didn't work in the past. You can be loved. I talk about this a lot. It's called the feminine shield that women wear to like protect themselves. And they pretend that they can like lead and provide and be like the boss girl that don't need no man. But like deep down, the girl just wants.
She still wants a man, yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
But like I was that girl for a little bit. The feminine shield.
You like to fight it every once in a while.
Like give me an example.
You have a big case of the my do it's. Yeah. So there are a lot of times
right
where,
about that.
yeah, you want to do it. Doesn't matter if a man's supposed to, if a woman's supposed to. You like to be in control,
It's a part of the old beliefs dying,
which isn't a bad thing. But yes, you definitely like to be in control.
like you have to really know.
But it's from the past.
Your
Like you've
energy.
always had to be in control. No one else was. So I get it. It makes sense.
Yes. People who seek control. Let me use I'm gonna like look at my notes so I stay on track. But people who seek control have either like been out of control or had no control over a situation. Maybe little Michelle had to stay safe from a threat or like her parents getting mad at her for whatever reason. She would like try to go like look perfect, put on really not really nice clothes, but like be put together, look nice. Make sure you don't eat too much. Maybe make sure you don't eat too little. You have to go to bed by this time. You have to make sure you're clean, brush your teeth, floss. Like all those things you can seek control in. I sought a lot of control in my body for a long time. And I completely let that go. So now I'm letting go of even more control when it comes to like being in a partnership. Like I can let a guy, my man, lead and be very clear with my communication on how I would like him. Not how I want you to be, but like what I need help with, my requests.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing thing I wanted to talk about.
Lay it on us.
I wanted to talk about how your presence, I kind of talked about this, but like it blasts away the old programs of too much, because he does accept me and love me just the way I am. And
yeah,
then
I'm
if
not saying
there's,
those things, so who's saying it? You're the one saying it, not
I
me.
know.
I don't
So
think
that's
that.
the cool thing.
Yeah,
Is it's like
so it's all good.
he's just like a sturdy mountain in front of me. And
It's
I'm
all
just
good.
like, I could just be me. So that's the ultimate opportunity for Michelle to like grow.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. That's what I call divine masculine energy. So then now I'm the feminine, and like I come in here and I'm like, time to tend into my garden. I'm like safe. I feel like I'm in the perfect space. I'm living in my dream city. That's what's happening. The only other thing I was thinking about talking about / asking is like, who taught you to model presence and divine masculine energy? Because I know about your past, babe. And
No
like
one.
you had to seek out / you had to like
I never knew
work
any of
for
these
it.
terms until I met you.
I know, but like we're just labeling it.
But that to that point, I never had a label and never even thought of it, so I never sought it out.
I know you didn't seek it out, but like you learned from your mentors how you learned how to be like a man. And you went to like good schools and whatnot. Or did your dad and mom always instill it in you? Like, trust yourself, trust your direction.
If you want to go
How to treat
specifically
a
with
woman.
no, if you want to go specifically with like a man from those perspectives, it's more around the hard times. You learn from like shitty situations. Like you know how to treat a relationship, unfortunately, because you've seen a lot of really bad relationships. Same with me, and it was just figuring it out based off of uncomfortable and unfortunate situations to be like, that's not what I want. And then when there
Right, we
was an
were living out the
example,
karma.
then when there was an example of like, oh well, that is what I want, then okay, I would follow it. But it was very rare to find like real good, valuable guidance in a positive direction. So it's more trial and error from a failure perspective, if anything.
I resonate with that for sure. So you're telling me you got to learn how to be the man that I get to receive from all those like failures.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I deeply resonate. I like had so many issues that I just like kept learning and learning and learning and growing and growing. I was like, lean in, bitch. Lean in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell my clients now. So I'm going to wrap up this pod. Do you have anything to add? The dogs are past the frick out because we exercised them a lot today.
It's been a good day. Good discussion. Interesting to hear your thoughts on relationships. Always good to know. So if you need relationship help, hit her up. Comment now and DM her. Follow her. Like and subscribe.
Definitely. Like
Get ready for episode 5.
Working through your masculine, feminine energies, all that stuff. Dating and relating. That's my jam. Yeah, I wanted to invite everybody to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and find me on Instagram. And if you found value in this, I'm going to have Manifest with Michelle linked below. You can apply. That's my Discord. That's where like we have our weekly calls. This week we're talking about overwhelm. I have weekly codes come out each week that help you get to the bottom of like the issues, your mindset, your personal relationships, all these good topics around
It's a cool community of
empowerment.
women. Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have all the details there, or find me on Instagram and hang out with me over on Instagram. That's where I usually am. Cut to the outro.
Boom,
Boom.
chicka, yeah.
I'm gonna have to get you a new one.